Hi everyone, this is Darcy with Digital Darcy, and I'm live in the group today for our training all about networking for your business. So I have a few things I want to talk about today regarding networking for your business. Honestly, some of the things I'm going to talk about aren't really going to be possible for you to do right now because of what's going on with coronavirus, and depending on where you live. Say hi as you come on in, guys. Hi Sharon, glad you're here. Hi Vicki. So some of the things I'm going to talk about today while I'm live here, just keep in mind that depending on where you live and in your area, a lot of in-person networking events and trade shows and things like that are probably not really going on right now. So I'm going to talk about them anyways because, coronavirus has got to go away at some point and things hopefully will go back to normal. So I'm still going to talk about those things, but, just keep that in mind today that probably for the next several months, I would imagine, the majority of all of our networking is going to be happening online and by phone and things like that. So just keep that in mind as I go through this. Hi, Alyssa. Hey guys, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is, as far as networking goes, there's lots of different ways that we can network our businesses. And I think the very first place that a lot of us can kind of tend to overlook is with people you know. So you want to start with your friends and family, and not necessarily that you want to try to sell your products or services to them, although lots of times they are supportive and buy from you. But start with them in that they know you and they like you and they trust you, and they have friends and colleagues, and they might know people who need your products or services. So talk to your friends and family, make sure they know what you're doing. Give them some business cards if they're willing to take them. So if they meet someone who needs what you have to offer, they can hand out your business cards to their friends, to their colleagues, whoever they meet. So don't be afraid to talk to them about it. They're your biggest supporters. So get them involved with what you're doing, and you will get leads that way eventually. So that would be my first tip. One thing I do want to mention along those lines, though, is on social media, be really careful who you invite to like your page and your group. When I started Digital Darcy last year, I didn't know everything that I know now, and one of the first things I did was invited all of my friends to like my page. And then one of the next things I did was asked all of my friends to invite all of their friends to like my page. And luckily only one of my friends did that, but between her and me doing that, really quickly I had like 300 or 400 likes on my business page, which at the time was really great because I was new and I was trying to get the word out there. But what I've realized now is that none of those people really care about my business, and none of those people are going to be my customer because they're not small business owners. Are you guys there? Sorry, I think my internet cut out. I thought I had my internet issues fixed. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I think I'm back. Sorry about that. Hopefully it'll behave here. I'm not sure what else to say about it. So I was saying, as you start out as a new business, that's tricky because you haven't had any clients yet, and so you don't have any reviews. And but at the same time, before more clients hire you, they want to see reviews because they want to know who they're working with. So what you can do is think about who you've worked with in the past, as far as maybe it's former colleagues, former bosses, former clients that you had at past jobs, if that's appropriate. Depending on your situation, sometimes that might not be appropriate, but think about who you've worked with in the past, who knows you and knows how you work and who you are, who can leave a review for you. Because it doesn't necessarily, you don't want to stuff your reviews, I'm not suggesting that, but there's people you've done work with and for in the past, even if they haven't been like direct clients of yours, that you can go to them and they can leave you a few reviews and get that rolling. So prospective clients that come in, can see who you are. And then, you know, also don't be afraid to ask your existing clients as you work with them to leave reviews for you. I have reviews on my Facebook page and on Google. So, you know, I'm not afraid to ask people to do it for me. That's most of the time people aren't going to do it for you unless you ask, because they don't know that it's there, you know, honestly. So don't be afraid to ask for those. The next section I want to talk about is local presence. Now, I posted about this last night in the group, but Google in your area and find those local organizations. Find the Chamber of Commerce, find the Visitors Bureau, the Economic Development Partnership. Some larger towns have like downtown business associations or, you know, Main Street organizations. Lots of areas have like a Kiwanis Club, a Rotary Club, things like that. Talk to all of those and, you know, give them sales sheets, give them business cards, give them rack cards if you have those. If you don't have them, think about getting some done. You can go on Vistaprint, and if you're not a designer, you can either hire somebody to help you, or Vistaprint has all kinds of templates that you can just go in and like drop your logo and your text and your pictures and order them. It's, you know, really pretty easy. So if you don't have those things, you know, you want to get those things so you have something to hand to people. I just had a couple of examples here I wanted to show you. I see a lot of people talking about how they're not using business cards anymore because it's a digital world, and, you know, they're not eco-friendly and people just throw them away and all of that. And I mean, I get all that, and I actually have a digital business card as well, but I'm not there yet. So I have paper business cards, and I'm in an area where most people I meet have paper business cards, and so I would recommend getting them. I'm just not on board yet with the totally digital business card idea, and that's fine if you are. But so I have business cards. I keep them in my purse, I keep them in my wallet, I keep them in my car. You know, take them with you everywhere you go. You never know when you're going to meet somebody that you can give a business card to. So, you know, have those. You can give those out to the offices. You know, the Chamber of Commerce usually will only promote people who are members. But, you know, if it works for you to join the chamber, then they'll let you put some business cards in their office. You know, the city office, the county office, you know, any places like that might let you put business cards out. Or even sales sheets out. When I met with our local Economic Development Corporation, they actually took some sales sheets from me. This is my sales sheet here. They took like 5 or 10 of my sales sheets and kept them and put them up in their office. So if they had any new businesses coming in that needed help with their marketing, that, you know, they could give them one of my sales sheets. And then my husband makes handmade lures, and we just have a postcard for him. So like instead of making a business card for him, we made a postcard, so it's a little bit bigger. You can see the size difference. So like for him, we just keep these in our vehicles, and when we run into like a gas station or someplace that sells fishing tackle, you know, marinas, things like that, we just take a postcard in and ask them if they'll hang it up, and nobody's told us no yet. So don't be afraid to ask. You don't know until you ask. So, you know, I would just say if you don't have something you can hand to people to put in their office, in their lobby, whatever, you know, get something that you can hand to people, and look into those organizations. You know, join them if you can afford the membership fees. I know some are more expensive than others depending where you live, but you know, join them if you can. Even if you can't join them, lots of times you can go to their events anyway, even if you're not a member. So, you know, check into those. And then also be aware of what vendor events are going on in your area. I usually am a vendor at the county fair. It's actually canceled this summer, but normally I'm a vendor there. There's other shows throughout the year, you know, trade shows, business to business shows, home shows, whatever applies to your business. Check into those, and it's really a good exposure. And don't forget to go talk to the other vendors while you're there. Because even if the show is a slow show and there's not like a lot of foot traffic, there's still 50 or 100 or 200 other vendors there that might be potential customers too. So I know last year at the fair, I just took a handful of my business cards and walked around and introduced myself to all of the vendors. And it was right after I started my business, and I actually got my first client from doing that. So it's not my favorite thing to do, but nobody's going to know who you are unless you go tell them. So The events are important. Flipping back to the business organizations real quick, I just wanted to mention too, like with the Rotary Club and the Kiwanis Club, and there's probably others, they often need guest speakers. So actually a couple of months ago, I went and spoke at the local Kiwanis Club, and those are all usually either business owners or, like management. So it's a good audience, and I went and talked to our local club about social media marketing for 15 minutes, got a free lunch. So check into those things in your area. Even if you go, another thing is to go meet area businesses. So do some research in your area, find out who your ideal clients are of the local businesses. Again, sorry. Hi Sherry, I'm glad you're here. Guys, I hope I'm not cutting out. I think my internet's having an issue still. I hope you can hear me fine. Anyway, those area businesses, and if you need help finding who they are, again, go to the Chamber of Commerce website, the Visitors Bureau website, and find them. All of those organizations have usually some sort of member directory, and you can start your search that way to find those businesses. So do that, go meet them. Again, take your business cards. I know our local coffee shop lets people put rat cards up in their lobby. So, just try to think about that, and, notice when you go out in your town where the bulletin boards are, hang business cards on the bulletin boards, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to move on from that and talk about social media. So the first thing I wanted to mention on social media is you always hear me say that consistency is really important in your posting, and that's true. So whatever pages you have, if you have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever you have, you don't have to have everything. I would pick a platform or two that you really want to work hard on and be consistent with and start there. I'm actually on all of those platforms, but it is a lot to keep up with. So I would just recommend starting with a couple that you can, really nail down and be consistent with, and, do your posting. Post about your business, post about your services, post value posts to help your prospective clients with pertain to them, all of that. And then, that's kind of an indirect way of marketing, but people are watching when you do that. So you never know when somebody's going to contact you because of something you posted on Facebook last week. So keep that in mind. And then the really big thing that I really wanted to talk about for online networking, social media networking, is Facebook groups. Can you guys hear me now? This is really annoying. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do about it. Get a new internet company, maybe. Can you guys hear me? Let me... Okay, I guess it's back. So frustrating. Okay, so Facebook groups is what I wanted to talk about next. So I started this Facebook group in April. I try really hard to have, the daily networking threads that you guys can share about your business and what's going on and things like that. Everybody's also encouraged to share value posts about, things that'll help other business owners. If you do that on a consistent basis, people in the group are going to start to know you and recognize your name and know who you are and what you do. And so it might seem like it's a waste of time to go into a group and post a value post, or like you're giving your tips away or whatever, but it's not. Don't look at it that way, because what you want to do is you want to go into the group and build a reputation basically in that group. You want those people to know who you are. And then over time, potentially they'll come find you when they need you. So there's all kinds of Facebook groups out there. You've probably seen the harmonica commercial with the kids in the class, and then one of them starts playing a harmonica, and then the other girl jumps up and she has a harmonica too, and then they skip out of the class and go outside, and there's all these other people playing harmonicas together, and it's a Facebook groups ad, and it's all about how there's a Facebook group for everyone, and that's really true. So for example, you can search your niche. Like I could go on and search small business marketing or small business owners or digital marketing. You can go search by your area. So like I'm in Southwest Minnesota, so I could search Southwest Minnesota and that's it. It brings me up groups that have job postings and groups that have yard sale sites and groups that have classifieds, different things like that. And all the areas have things like that. You can search your state. I'm in some Minnesota networking groups. You can even search nationally, like women business, men in business, whatever kind of people in business you want to talk to, I guess. Or if it's just generic, there's, lots of, some people only like to work with women, I hate to say it. Right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, there's a lot of people that are really trying to do their business with Black people if they can, which is really awesome. So, there's groups for that. There's all kinds of groups out there that, you can go search for and join. And I would just recommend not joining too many at once because it gets kind of overwhelming. So I usually try to pick 3 or 4 and join them and then just kind of watch them for a week or 2 and get a feel for the attitude of the group and the rules and the people that are in there. And if I don't like it, I just leave the group because you can definitely get too many because it gets a little bit overwhelming. So you really want to kind of figure out where your people are and what groups resonate with who you are and stuff, because honestly sometimes groups aren't run very well and they're not very friendly. Sometimes they're really spammy. So, you want to just kind of join a few, see how they are, see if you like them, and then, join a few more later on. I wouldn't recommend going and joining a whole bunch at once because it gets overwhelming really quickly. There's also some groups on LinkedIn. I haven't really seen them being quite as active as the Facebook groups, but there are some pretty good groups on LinkedIn too if you're there. So that's another option for you. And I wanted to talk about LinkedIn just a little bit more too, because are you guys on LinkedIn? I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more next week in a post, but it's really important to be on LinkedIn. There's really good networking opportunities there. It's basically, if you don't know, it's an online social networking platform, but it's all geared towards business. So it's really sort of like you create an online resume of yourself and what you do and your work experience and your skills, and then you can go search for other people that do what you do, or people that are hiring for what you do, or people that might need your services. So there's lots of ways that you can network on there. It starts out by suggesting to you people that you might know, and then as it goes on, it kind of builds on that, and it shows you who you have shared connections with, and you can also go search. So like if you're targeting a really specific group of people, you can actually go use the search function and search them out, and then connect with them and message them that way. So I would recommend LinkedIn if you're not on there already. Sherry's on there, that's good. I'm sure lots of you are. It's a good place to be. So I guess with the networking, one other thing I want to mention is to just be aware as far as cold calling goes, and direct messaging. It's not something that I really do a lot of, actually. I tend to post my value posts and connect with people and collaborate with people and just kind of let the leads happen naturally. Everybody's different. I'm sure people that are watching this, some of you probably do a lot of direct messaging and cold calling, and maybe it's successful for you. It's just not, I just can't do it. It's just not for me. So anyway, about that though, what you don't want to do is you don't want to, whether you like to do it or not, or whether you do your business that way or not, what you don't want to do is send someone a friend request on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever, have them accept it, and then right away hit them with your pitch, because it's not personal, and it's, everybody gets so many messages, and if you do that to them, they're likely just going to ignore it anyway. So what you want to do is, build a relationship with them first. And I know you guys hear other people say that a lot. So you just want to, sorry, there's somebody that just started mowing their yard. I'm just not having the best luck today with my timing and my internet here, but you just want to the goal in networking, whether you're in person or online or whatever, the goal is to build relationships with people, let them know who you are and what you do, and when they need you for something, they're going to remember you because you talked to them, you had a conversation with them, and they're going to reach out to you and find you. So I posted this last night in my post, or I can't remember where I posted this. I think I did it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I post all over the place. But I had a girl I talked to a couple weeks ago who does a lot of blog posts, and she told me that she published a blog post 3 years ago, and she got a lead this week from it. From that 3-year-old blog post, she got a lead this week. So people are out there, they're watching. You might not get a lead tomorrow, but you might get a lead. You will get a lead. If you be consistent, get yourself out there, people will contact you. So do you guys have any questions? I'm so sorry about my internet problems today. I guess I don't know what I'm gonna do. I thought I had it fixed, but I apparently do not. So sorry about the difficulties. I hope you were able to catch most of what I had to share with you today. And stay tuned in the group over the next week and a half. Oh, one other thing I have to share with you is, as far as those online Facebook groups, I almost forgot to share this real quick. The online Facebook groups, it can get to be a lot to manage, and when you go in Facebook to look at the groups, it's actually really hard to kind of tell like what groups you're in and get to them. It's just not set up very well. So I actually manage mine in Trello, and Sharon Fox is a member of this group, and she manages hers in her internet bookmarks. And we're going to go live together next week and share about it with you. So on Wednesday of next week at 1 o'clock, we're going to do a bonus live together, and I'm going to share how I manage my Facebook groups in Trello. She's going to share how she manages it in her internet browser, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So that'll be next Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about that. Sherry, what type of blog post was it? It was a blog post from Melissa Forziat, who I post about sometimes in this group. She's a marketing consultant, kind of like, she does a lot of the same things I do actually. She's in Seattle, Washington. She posts a lot of blogs, and she has a lot of guest blogs too on her website, and they're all based around marketing and business of some sort. And so, yeah, the lead that she got was from someone who read her post. I don't remember exactly what post it was, but it was a post about marketing or business that, they found on Google and contacted her, and it had been published 3 years ago. So thanks for the question, Sherry. Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't see any internet issues. Maybe it was just whatever. Okay, well, good. I'm glad it didn't hiccup for you guys then. Any other questions? Okay, well, thanks so much, you guys, for being here today with me. And if you have any questions when you watch the replay, go ahead and ask. I'll answer them in the comments. And otherwise, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.